Hi, my name is Loretta and this is my YouTube channel where I have open, honest, authentic, heart-to-heart conversations on love, life, faith, and pretty much everything in between. Today I will be sharing with you how I was able to smash most of my goals for Q1 2020 and how you can do the same. But before I get into it, I want to know how you guys are doing. How are you doing? It has become crucial for me to ask this question in almost all my videos, given what the world is currently facing with the whole COVID-19 pandemic situation. So just let me know in the comment section how you're coping. How are things at your end? I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're practicing social distancing. Your life is important. Your life is significant. So please stay safe. All right. Yeah. So back to today's business. So in the course of this video, I'll share with you how I was able to smash my goals for Q1 2020. I'll break down some of the tips, I'll break down some of the things that I did and things that you can do to smash your goals in Q2. That said, happy new month, guys. We made it. Yay! So it's officially the fourth month of the year. It's April, the very beginning of another quarter. And so, in case you didn't know, a year is divided into 4 quarters. We have January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So we have 4 quarters in a year. And now I always advise people when they ask me questions on goal setting to break their goals down into the 4 quarters that we have in a year. That the reason is because why it's important to have a general goal. It's easier for you to implement, it's easier for you to carry out or begin to take action on those goals or take steps towards achieving those goals when you break them down into smaller chunks. Yeah, so later on in the video, as we go along, I'm going to be showing you how exactly to do that, how I did that, how it worked for me, and how you can try that out as well. So these are some of the things that I did to smash my goals for Q1. The first thing, write your goals down. Write your goals down. Now, I know that many people always claim to have a fantastic memory. Well, if you have a fantastic memory, I'm not shading you. I don't hate you. Great, awesome. But it's actually important to write things down. My pastor always says that you jot things down to take things out. Something along those lines. And then I also heard him say one time that the faintest writing is better than the sharpest memory, and that is so true. Like, it's important that you write things down so you don't forget. You are twice as likely to remember the things that you write down than things that you just cram up in your head. So it's important that you write stuff down. What are the things that you're trying to achieve? Write them down. You don't have to carry paper around. So what I do is that I write my goals down on my device. I have Google Notes. So, and the beautiful thing about using Google Notes is that you can sync it across your devices. So I have Google Notes on my iPhone, I have Google Notes on my Android phone, I have Google Notes on my computer, I have Google Notes everywhere. So I can always go back and check my goals. So it's really simple. So I just write, when things pop in my head, I just type it on my Google Notes. Yeah, so write down your goals, write it down. These are the things that I want to achieve. When you write your goals down, it becomes a lot easier to now break them down into smaller chunks, and then note how you be able to implement some of the things that you have decided to do. Okay, another thing that I do is I also scribble stuff and place them where I can see them. So apart from writing my goals down on my device via using Google Notes, of course, I also paste it in my place it in my house where I can see. I have some of my goals scribbled on paper and pasted on my wardrobe. So whenever I open my wardrobe, I can see what exactly I decided that what I planned to achieve for the year or for the quarter. So yeah, that helped me a lot in achieving my goals for Q1. So you can try that. The next thing is be realistic. set realistic goals. They call them SMART goals. That means that your goals have to be specific, they have to be measurable, they have to be attainable, they have to be relevant, and they have to be time bound. Don't worry, I'll break it down. Don't be scared. So now, what does it mean for a goal to be specific? It means that you actually have, just let it be plain. Let it be, for example, one of my goals was that I was going to have at least 10 videos on YouTube before the end of Q1 2020. That is really specific. It's not vague, it's not ambiguous, it's not, all over the place. It's really specific. It hits the nail on the head. Just tells you this is exactly, it's really exact, it's precise. So I want to have at least 10 videos on YouTube before the end of Q1. Okay, so now what does it mean for it to be measurable? That means that you should be able to, you should have some key performance indicators to show that to show if you're making some level of progress, and I'll explain this later. What does it mean for it to be attainable? That means it has to be something that you can actually achieve. Yeah, now in my own case, I didn't say that I wanted to have at least 100 videos before the end of Q1 2020. Why? Because it doesn't make I can't achieve it. I have a full-time job, so and then I have things that I do during the weekend, so I won't even have the time to have over 100 videos. It takes a lot to create content, it takes a lot of time, so it's not attainable. So there's no point bringing up trying to create goals that are not attainable. It has to be relevant. It has to be relevant to your objective. It has to be objectives. It has to be relevant to what you are trying to achieve. The overall plan, the overall strategy. It has your goals have to be relevant to what you're trying to achieve. Okay, then it has to be time bound. In my own case, I said I wanted to have at least 10 YouTube videos before the end of Q1, so that's the time. So I had a time frame, so I knew that I had between January and March and the end of March to achieve my goal. Okay, so yeah, employ that, and then you'll be able to smash your goals before the end of Q2. All right, yes. So the next thing that you can do, one of the things that I did is that I measured. So you measure. How do I know if I'm making progress? So you have key performance indicators. They call them KPIs. And so these are just simply pointers that show you that you are making some levels of progress. For example, for me, it was when I have, at least 5 subscribers, or when I have at least 5 likes. So, just things to show that, okay, I'm making, some level of progress as regards my goal. Okay, is that clear? Another thing that I did that you can do to ensure that you smash your goals is to set a reminder or set an alarm. And one of my goals for this quarter was to pray, to ensure that I pray at least 5 times. At least 5 times a day. Now you can pray as many times as you want, but sometimes we just tend to get really carried away that we just forget to pray. So one of the things that I did was I decided to set an alarm, set a reminder. So I have alarms on my phone that remind me to pray. And so once it's time, it goes off and tells me pray. And so I can just close my eyes and say a word of prayer, or I can just speak in tongues, as I go about my day, but that helps to keep me in check. So that was a goal for me, and I was able to do that. And I'm still doing that. So that's like an ongoing goal. Of course, you have to keep praying. but that helped me to ensure that, I kept my prayer life going. So you can use that as a strategy to achieve your goals. Now, let me know in the comment section, what's the weirdest thing that you've ever set an alarm for? I just told you mine is to pray. Actually set an alarm for prayer, so that's weird. So just let me know in the comment section what the weirdest thing that you've had to set an alarm for is. I'd really love to hear. Another thing that I did to smash my goals is that I got accountability. find a trusted friend that you can tell what you're trying to achieve, so the person can remind you. Because the truth is that life will happen and you might get discouraged at some point. So you want to have someone, a buddy, a good friend, a confidant, who can, just help tell you, remind you, or even a coach who can tell you, look, this is what you're trying to achieve, so that you can stay on track. For me, I told, there were a couple of things that I wanted to achieve, and then I told 3 of my really close friends that, look, this is what I'm trying to achieve. And so from time to time, they'll ask me, oh, how far with that stuff you said you wanted to do? So even at times when I was, beginning to feel weary and beginning to feel tired and beginning to feel discouraged, because I was accountable to these people, they reminded me and they kept me on task. So you should try that. Accountability is great. Stay consistent. Like, consistency is key. Do not procrastinate. Look, in life, things will happen. Situations will pop up. Yeah, but you have to continue. You have to push. Life is not easy. Life is, there's always one challenge or another that you have to surmount. So bear in mind that life will happen, but you have to have the tenacity to keep pushing no matter what life throws at you. So you have to be consistent. Do not procrastinate. Like for me, there were times when I, had to come back from work and still record videos. Like, I'll be tired, but I had to record videos. I had to record an episode on my podcast. And so I would have to just push myself, regardless of how I felt at that point, to do what I was supposed to do. So staying on task and staying consistent helped me to publish more videos on my YouTube channel and publish more episodes on my podcast. So you see, it's important that you stay consistent, that you stay on task, okay? Do not grow weary. Another thing that I did was constantly remember my why. Constantly remind myself of the reason I was doing what I was doing. If you are going to smash your goals and achieve your goals for Q2, you always have to have it at the back of your mind what the overall objective is. It's really, really important that you do. It's crucial that you constantly, because that is what is going to keep you going when you don't feel like it. Because you won't always feel like it. There will be days when you just want to give up on everything. You have to remember your why. If you are going to smash your goals, if you are going to achieve your goals, you have to constantly have it at the back of your mind why you are doing what you're doing. Yeah, so there has to be, because there's an overall objective, there's an overall plan, there's something that you're going for. So you always have to have that at the back of your mind and let that serve as a motivation for you. For example, if you're trying to lose weight, there'll be days when you just want to give up. There'll be days when you just want to, you know what, I cannot come and kill myself and die. But when you remember why you are doing what you're doing, it helps you stay. It helps you remain. It helps you to keep moving, regardless of the difficulty that you might be facing, regardless of the tough time that you might be facing. So it's really important that you remember your why. Okay, so I said that I gave you few tips on how I smashed my goals and how you can do the same. I talked about writing your goals down. I talked about being realistic, having goals that are actually realistic and not vague and not unattainable. I talked about getting accountability. I talked about measuring your goals. It's really important that you measure your goals. I talked about setting an alarm to remind yourself, because you will forget sometimes. So you need to have something that keeps you on track. So you can set an alarm to do the things that you know you're supposed to do. I talked about remembering your why. I hope that you found these tips helpful. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. And if you have some extra tips that you'd like to share with the class, leave a comment below. I'd like to hear some of the things that you have to say, so let's all learn from you, right? So just tell us some of the other, if you have some other things that you do to keep yourself on task, or if you have some other things that you do to achieve your goals, just let me know in the comment section. Let's all learn from you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope that you implement some of the things that I have shared, if not all. I really do want you to achieve your goals for Q2 2020. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click on the bell button when you do, so that you are notified whenever I upload a new video. I'll see you in my next video. Until then, please stay safe. I do love you.